Is there any kind of Sparta remix community, or is it just something that people did loosely associated?
Yeah, there definitely was. Again, I don't know that I would say I was necessarily a part of it, but there were at the times names I would recognize, people who would show up in the comments a lot, people who were also making them. I kind of wanted to move on from that and just kind of not have that be my thing anymore. But, you know, now I got a new gimmick, so I guess I'm just doomed to be the guy with the gimmick.
When would you say that died out?
Well, I can tell you every time I search my own name on YouTube, because of course I do that, there's usually within the past couple months some kind of Sparta something or other from something that I did a million years ago. It's apparently still to some extent a thing. Could I point to a single thing that killed it? No, absolutely not. And I think that probably a lot of it was just that the same reason that I died off making them so much is a lot of the people who were into that just grew up.
To pick over the bones of YouTube poop now, it's grossly offensive. It's awful. It's fucking awful. The reason why it's stagnated is because you've got to change, you've got to keep things going, you've got to constantly innovate and constantly promote. Punk in the 1970s, Johnny Rotten, Sex Pistols. When I went to London in the 90s, there were still people in Soho who dress up with mohawks and punk gear and all that, and people are having selfies. A London sightsee tourism thing. It's like, no, punk is punk music. It's making music yourself with your own instruments without a record label telling you should do it with these costumes and these kits. So it's that is what YouTube poop is to me right now.
Is more of an aesthetic than the movement it was.
Absolutely. And that's not to say those people making it now are very talented, because they are, and there's new exciting things. Great, good for them. And I kind of think, what a shame they're not doing that to LinkedIn. Imagine doing subversive videos on LinkedIn and someone, you know what I mean? Because everything's very square on LinkedIn. Everything's very safe and employable. And to start, you know, messing things up on LinkedIn, amazing.
It's certainly not the same, but...
What's different?
I don't know. It's like less personal. I feel like it was a bit more like campy and kind of fun back then, and I feel like it's a bit more formal now.
Maybe in its like original form, as a source of, as a like kind of video remixing that only lives on YouTube, really. If you talk about it in that way, I would say that it's kind of dead.
YouTube's flooded with shit. Yeah. It's just nonsense. Yeah. And there's no community on YouTube anymore. They cut all that. They just want ad revenue. They don't want community.
I think that the reason that YouTube poop might not be as positively thought of amongst veterans isn't so much to do with YouTube poop, but so much as YouTube. If you want to become popular, you have to make a video every day.
Gotta play the game.
You gotta play the game. You have to have a lot of people sitting through all 9 minutes of your video.
10 minutes and 1 second is the magic.
Exactly correct.
The reason I don't really think it's a big thing anymore is just because I never see it anymore. And even if I go down a rabbit hole and watch a bunch of old videos, they don't show up on my recommended feed.
You see, the thing is, YouTube doesn't really recommend them anymore. That was the thing they did that I benefited off because I was in the right place at the right time.
It is generally accepted that Russian YouTube poop is dead. Not all people think so. Sometimes I did not understand this point of view. I thought, why? And now I understand that because the reason is rules.
So copyright.
In general, of course.
To me, I don't really see YouTube as a very video remixing friendly place these days. That kind of editing lives on through other platforms. The future is in like other platforms for this kind of content.
People frequently say YTP is dead. Do you hear that sentiment at all on the YTP MV side?
All the time. YTP MV is dead, especially in 2014 for some reason.
It's funny because rather than saying that was when it died, that was the first death. Much of life is enduring a series of deaths.
It wasn't until Undertale came out where I think YTP-MV got right back to a mainstream, because then people started making Megalovania YTP-MVs, people started making other stuff, and those videos got millions of views. After 2015, if anyone says YTP-MV is dead, I think that's just them being petty. That they're just like upset that YTP-MV isn't what it was like back then. Which, like with any community, it's gonna evolve. It's not gonna be the same way forever. And plus, you still have these people from the old school days still making the same type of videos to this day, so those videos aren't gone.
A lot of people will also say, like, Team Fortress 2 is dead. Its online community is just as big as it's always been. It's just different now. It's just it's different people who are playing it. YouTube Poop is kind of the same way. The figureheads have changed a little bit. I know that me and CS have been around for a really long time, but for the most part, the people who are really popular in YouTube Poop now weren't 10 years ago. After you see enough of your favorites sort of retire from it, you start to kind of piece together in your head this image that, like, I guess it's just a thing that used to be and is no more. Even though it's absolutely still a thing and it's growing.
People say that YouTube Poops are dead, but I absolutely disagree with that. I think it's still growing pretty strong right now.
I don't think it will die. As long as there are new people finding new things to make funny things out of, I think it will always be going. YouTube Poop as a name may die, but I don't think... I think the spirit will live on of making stupid people say stupid things.
I feel like every year there's those people who say YouTube Poop is dead now, and I'm just like, no, it's not. The only time YouTube Poop will truly be dead is like when literally no one is making them anymore, and I don't see that happening anytime soon.
This will never die. This will never go away. What you guys have is sacred, and no one can take it away from you.
Any kind of art form is never going to die out completely. There's always going to be people who are doing it. There's still people making black and white movies on film cameras. There's always going to be people who are doing whatever they like.
A lot of people just find their dissatisfaction with the community and dissatisfaction with other people and realize, I'm not enjoying this anymore.
So you think it's not an empirical thing at all? You just think it's their personal feelings?
If multiple people say it, you know, then it becomes groupthink, and then everybody says it.
No, and that makes sense because, I mean, you at one point said it, right?
Yeah.
And we've talked about how personal just the definition of something like YTP or YTPMV can be. So if you're upset with it, or maybe you're not getting what you did years ago out of it, it makes sense that it could be dead for you. Do you still watch them ever? Do you still like them?
No. Hate them now. I'm still so bitter by what happened, and it annoys me they still exist. The website went down, I celebrated that it's like it's finished at last. And it's like, oh, someone started a new website. Oh, good. It's so much of it's just shit. It's so mediocre and missing the point. It's the one I was saying at the beginning about punks in the 90s.
To you, YouTube Poop was this cool new thing. Thought you could make it financially viable.
Yes. I just wanted to hand over the forum to these other guys, and then it just got pathetic. It was just... And it wasn't my baby anymore. It wasn't my website anymore.
YouTube Poop to you is a temporal thing. It existed when it was new and it was fresh, and at some point around when you left, it lost a lot of value.
It stopped being new. I'm a sucker for the new. Once you've seen the good stuff, you can't. I'm going back to Sonic Hedgehog.
I had a growing feeling that YouTube Poop was a massive waste of time.
I don't know, I just kind of got bored of making videos, I suppose.
It just didn't become cool for me anymore. I just wanted to move on and focus on new hobbies.
I don't really find them that funny anymore, which is kind of sad to say. But I'll always have an appreciation for the medium. I actually don't even like a lot of my own work from back in the day. Now that's been so many years, and the medium has evolved so much.
It's not so funny for me the last 2 years. I like hamburgers, but if I eat it every day...
I just kind of got interested in doing other things. I didn't have the patience as much. I had just so many other creative ideas that I wanted to do. It became a chore. I mean, I still liked it.
When people grow up, they just realize this isn't their passion, and they kind of get a little bit existential that they've spent most of their teen years like being on Skype and making videos that didn't really reach people.
I miss it a bit. But at the same time, you know, you got to move forward, and it was in a time of my life when my life wasn't moving at all. So it was more of a distraction than anything else.
I was starting to forget why I got into it in the first place.
You retired for the first time. What was the catalyst for that?
A lot of mental issues, to put it bluntly. I was in a terrible space. I was severely depressed. I felt like I couldn't do it anymore. So I just kind of left.
There was just a point in time where I feel like I needed to get away and hide it. I've had people like approach me on it. It's like a really embarrassing thing to bring up sometimes.
A lot of people are just kind of embarrassed by it. It's a little embarrassing for me, but like, you know, it is what it is. This is how I spent my teenage years online.
My other friends that worked in the scene were all like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore, or I want to move on, or like my friends that are a little bit more shaken up by it all. Like, it's still like haunted them.
Our community was really ruthless back then. Some people just couldn't handle the harassment, so they would just leave on really bad terms, which is a bummer.
I had a girlfriend, and my girlfriend, she's Indian. Parents are from Singapore, and a lot of the other parts of the family are in India. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if I'm making these videos, that's probably not a good look if I want to grow up to marry this girl, which I, eventually did.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I started college and didn't have as much time, and I'd make videos here and there whenever I could.
Didn't have as much time because, as you get older, you get more responsibilities. I still have a lot of ideas. I just don't really have the time or energy to execute them always.
Less time, a lot more distracted, a lot more stuff eating up my time and such.
How long were you spending on these videos, if you just had to ballpark it?
4 hours, maybe?
I will sit down and get it all done in maybe 2 to 3 hours. My longer videos, 5, 6 probably.
I could make like a 3-minute video in like an hour, probably less than that. But over time, it would take me much longer to make things.
From March 2012 to around early 2013, I would make videos sometimes every day, usually every week.
Kids just have more free time. As I grew older, there was just less free time to work on things. I was 14 or 15 at the time. I was just cranking out videos basically every day. Anytime I got an idea, I would open up Vegas and edit something.
It really varies from video to video. Most of my videos, at least my shorter videos, those get done in like an afternoon. Something bigger, like a full-length YTPMV or something like that, that would usually take me like a week or 2 max.
Maybe 5. Sometimes 10 hours.
Sometimes I'll be at a video for days.
Short video I can spend 3 hours or 2 hours, but large projects I can spend month or 2 months.
How much time do I spend per video? Well, that again can wildly vary. In the early days, it probably took me 10, 12 hours total. More recently, I'd say it probably takes more, like up to like 40 or 50.
Just this Christmas, I did a 24-day advent calendar where I did a video every day. That was like a time vacuum. I don't even remember like most of those days.
I would spend all my time doing it. They got to a certain point, late 2012, where I was getting very ambitious with what I was doing, and I would spend like 12 hours straight.
Ethan Mars is gay. I think that was the longest I ever took to actually make something. That took like an actual year.
The plans are coming along nicely. Should be finished by Monday.
Skellington's Revenge was mid-December of 2012 to Christmas Day 2013.
Oh, what a disaster!
Mommy! Masking everything, animating everything. Even if I only worked on them for a week, I still pumped a lot of hours into them.
Have you ever considered sacrificing a little bit of quality to be able to not only get more of these videos out, but it's probably healthier too if you're not obsessing over one thing for months and months?
I want to do what feels right for them. And if that means like making them like longer videos and like pouring more time into them, then yeah, that's what I'll do.
Having this mindset where all my videos had to be long and they had to be theatrical. Nowadays, I just go with what I find funny.
My upload schedule isn't like, I mean, I say schedule, there isn't one. I've always made videos when I've had an idea. I've never forced myself to like do anything because I've always believed that would like completely kill all the creativity involved.
It sounds like you've been very online for the last 10, 15 years or so. How has your real life facilitated being online for so much of your free time?
I've always been with computers. When I was a child, my mother and my father had a Commodore 64, and how I learned to spell my name was on a Commodore 64.
I was in school when I first got into YouTube, 3rd grade or 4th grade or something. I did have a lot of free time.
I'm 25.
So then you were about 15?
Yes.
That's actually the age I think a lot of people start making these videos.
Yes, the teenage period you start to make new things and you need to realize yourself.
11 years ago, during your 400 subscriber video.
Why hello there everybody. This is, take a guess.
You mentioned a face reveal at 500 subs.
post a comment on this video asking me a question. And hopefully by the time I have 500 subscribers, there will be quite a few comments on this video, and I can answer them all in the next video. And if anybody cares, I'll go in front of a camera to do it, because it seems like on YouTube people are always like, hey, what do you look like? And I guess I can show you what I look like. I don't know why you would care.
And now, 11 years later, we're doing the interview, and you'd opt to not show your face. So I'm curious where the motivation comes to hide your facial identity.
Part of it is that I have hated pictures and cameras my entire life. I'm not in most of my yearbooks because I would skip out on picture day.
I sort of just compartmentalized the idea of making content online. It was like a whole separate sphere of myself. I don't really like the idea of being a digital personality. It makes things ironically impersonal.
I've kind of always aspired to keep my internet life and my real life separate. I just feel more comfortable that way.
I was sitting in class one day and I heard two kids talking about a video I made, and I was just like, I don't really know that I want to be associated with it, like in my personal life. I don't see any reason why would I be on there? Like, I'm not on YouTube, just JonTron is. It's completely irrelevant who I am as a person.
I usually try to play it off by saying like, oh, I do video editing or video production, and not mention YouTube. People tend to get all weirded out when they hear the word YouTube.
What are you like when you're not on the internet?
I'm on my computer for most of my day, I'll be honest. My life outside the internet is kind of boring. I just chill out, play video games.
When I was doing Boy Scouts, because, I did Boy Scouts, I'm an Eagle Scout. Me and my friends would like reference YouTube poops and like jokes so much that our troop literally had to make a rule called no references.
I think my brain's just stuck in 2008.
Would you say you've had more internet friends or real life friends?
Probably internet friends, because most of the friends that I made in real life, they were close, but I would spend more time talking with the people that I met online.
Who are all your friends that you have because of YouTube Poop?
I'm still friends with Guy. I'm still friends with Cat Pen.
If not Guy Safari and Deeper Cut, nobody.
Have you met either of them in real life?
No, I haven't.
Probably the person I've talked to the most is Goop Videos.
This is EmpLemon, and I'm Goop Videos.
Yeah. We started talking around 2015 or so. He was a fan, and one of his videos he made of Despicable Me. I think I just hit him up one day and I said, like, good work. And then we just started talking. We have similar styles, similar senses of humor.
On my channel, there was a comment from I Am Goomba, and it said, oh hi, I be your 99th subscriber. And so I made friends with this person who was my 99th subscriber, and we just sort of bounced ideas off each other and made funny videos.
I Am Goomba. He was your first real friend in the community?
Yeah, he definitely was. Yeah, he still is. We still talk.
Most of my online friends have been through YouTube Poop. I don't know, it's just something about this hobby that really blends people together.
You worked a lot with Nukapu Cola.
Yeah, he vanished. It was really hard to keep track of him, and he kept deleting his accounts. Don't know where he is now. I miss him terribly, and I hope he's doing alright.
I don't know what happened to a lot of these people.
Some people have just disappeared.
I got into playing Minecraft on the Xbox. Did it every day for years. And I really bonded with some of those people. And they were just people on the phone, really, on the headset. Who was one guy in Mexico. I talked to him every day. Another guy in New York. I don't know who the hell he is.
And are you still in touch with any of them?
No, that's because it was all game attack. It wasn't, this is Andrew Smith in such and such. Yeah. If you don't know people's names, you don't. And that's a terrible shame, because there's some so talented people.
Vent the cart?
Ventzacart.
Ventzacart, okay, cool. I feel so dumb reading these out loud, because I've read them for hours, and then I go, I haven't even thought about how I'm saying this. And then you talk to the person, they're like, what did you just call me?
Jazz Dance for Children. I mean, who is he? I don't know. Who's Staple? I don't know who they were, really, but some of them I love. A lot of my life is being shared with that guy. I don't know his name. The internet.
I can name you probably like at least 50 people that I don't see anymore and I really miss.
I have not interacted with other YTPers that much, honestly. I've been very isolated for the most part.
Have you done a tennis match or a collab in any way?
No, I have not. I've been wanting to.
Over a decade making these videos, and when people interact with your videos in the comment section, you're responding and they like your videos. You have some people that come back every time to leave a comment. Why haven't you taken that further and, interacted with the community more, maybe on Discord or Twitter?
Most of the comments, I just see them as just people, admiring my work, and I do highly appreciate it. But I don't know who they are personally. I don't know what they do. In terms of other YTPers, I don't know. I've just never worked the nerve to ask them anything.
Do you wish you were more interactive in the community, or do you like being I'm on my channel, if you comment I'll respond, but I don't like to interact beyond my channel?
I wouldn't mind, interacting more. I wouldn't mind, working with other people more and coming up with new ideas, because, pretty much this whole time, I've pretty much been doing everything myself.
We used to have big, sort of conference calls where a bunch of YouTube poop people would come on. That was back during a time when the idea of having internet friends is kind of just weird and uncanny. I kind of think of that as a regret. In my time in the community, there were a lot of cool people that I could have very easily talked to, but I just didn't really see it as necessary.
If I wanted to go see a friend, it was 15 minutes into town and I couldn't drive, so I was well, I'm stuck here. If it wasn't for the internet, I have friends from literally all over the country that I get to talk to and understand their perspectives.
I felt very immediately these people care about me more genuinely and more intensely, and I care about them and I value their friendship more intensely than anybody I've ever met before. I don't really see a difference between real me and Dozzy Rock internet me anymore. The interaction that I had online was much more real and genuine than anything I'd ever experienced in real life.
People take on these digital selves that are a more perfected version of themselves, and where they can control things in a digital way that they can't control in the analog world.
I know quite a long list of friends, and most of them I became friends with on Twitter.
I met a handful of friends. The funny thing is there was people that I met later in life that used to watch my videos when they were kids.
I have met several of the Polish friends I made online. We have actually met a couple times.
How many people from the YTP internet world do you think you've met in person?
60, 70 something.
So is that wild? Actually meeting so many people that you primarily see, their internet side.
You do not get used to it. Every single year, you know that you're going to see all of them again, but even afterwards when you see them again, it still feels unreal because you spent that whole year in between talking to them on Discord and only hearing them through a voice on your speakers, and now you're hearing them, their voice sounds different, they look bigger, smaller than you anticipated. It's something I never get used to, and I kind of like that. I kind of like how it's always going to be a trip every time you meet someone.
There was a convention called OhioCon, and they wanted to do this YouTube poop meetup thing. At that time, I felt the need to go because I wanted to prove to those people that I was not a bad person. I wanted to get to know some of the people in person. Out there's videos of that. There was a video of me failing to throw a frisbee. I threw it into a crowd and it almost hit somebody.
Well, there's a couple of people who I have met. The people I meet in real life as a result from YouTube Poop are usually people that I have some deeper level of friendship with. Amnon Tet would be one example. I actually went to his wedding a few years ago. That was quite nice.
Blue Cadet, who does music, added me to his Discord server, and there was this girl in there. And I shared her my original songs, and she got into them and told me she fell in love with me through one of my albums. And now, in a couple weeks, I'm moving to Ohio to live with her, and we're gonna get married. So I met my wife because of YouTube, which is so funny and weird and kind of the perfect thing to happen to me.
We met in, I think it was February of last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, February of last year.
Not everyone wants to be in the public eye, and I was by virtue of being around me, you may end up in the public eye a little bit, and I don't want that to be a problem.
She mentioned what she did, and I think she mentioned one of the videos that she had made, and I was that sounds so familiar. And it turns out I had already seen one of her most popular videos.
Oh wow, which one?
It was the Judge Vare, the Les Mis parody.
Get me, son!
Nom 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 nom.
Make a sandwich. Yes. I had already seen that one. My younger sister's actually obsessed with that video and has watched it so many times she can quote it like by heart. I texted my sister while we were hanging out and I was like, guess what? I just met the creator of like one of your favorite videos. I wasn't super familiar with it before I really met Ellie and got to know her. I really appreciate and respect the art and the hard work that goes into making all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And the hard work that she does. I love everything that she creates and I fully support her.
And that really helps because I'm my own worst critic a lot of the time. So sometimes it's good to just have somebody in here like when I'm just like, this is terrible. I don't want to show this to anyone and have her be like, it's fine.
It's not terrible at all. Like, it's so good.
Someone like my boyfriend being so insanely unusually compatible with me in almost every way is something that's so much harder to find by just encountering somebody that happens to be local.
Do you live in the same town as your boyfriend now?
No, but he's gonna move in next week.
She's actually my current girlfriend. She discovered my work back then, and she followed me for quite a while. And then when I became Anime8Ball, I started seeing her name around the comment sections. And then when I started Twitter, she drew a fan art of the Black Hiver, and that kind of got my attention. From there, I messaged her saying, "Hey, do you want to like just talk sometime?" And from there, we became friends. And then 2 years later, will be 2 years since we became friends, and this past January, we became a couple.
My next question was, have you met any of your YouTube poop friends in real life? I'm assuming you've met her in real life?
Actually, I haven't yet. We kind of live on like opposite sides of the country, but we still like do like the video calls and everything in the meantime.
Okay, I was gonna say, you're sure she's real, right?
Yes, like no question about that.
I don't think I would have kept it up for this long if I didn't like know people in real life who at least like appreciated it to some degree.
Did you show it to anybody? Were you like, hey, look at this weird video I found. I think it's really cool.
Really early on, I had basically one friend that was also into it that we would talk about it.
Most of the videos that I made, I kept to myself. I really wasn't showing them to peers, family let alone. I was making them for myself.
Mostly the only people I'd really get in depth with were, as you get into it and as you start making them, you kind of meet people.
YouTube was young at the time. It's not like it was hard to find an audience.
The only people that ever saw it were friends that might have come over to my house at the time, so I probably only showed about 2 or 3 people. As far as the originals, before then, not many people. In fact, I didn't even upload the old ones,
So those were just made almost for yourself?
Yeah, nobody saw those really.
Back then still, a lot of people just didn't have phones, so it's not like I could just show it to people. You just tell someone about this and you'd be like, what are you talking about?
I learned very early that I could not talk to anyone I knew in real life about this and they would understand at all. I don't know if it's just takes a certain sense of humor, or you need to kind of be someone who likes to make videos to get it in the first place, maybe because it's so editing heavy. I think maybe a lot of the jokes rely on that kind of, this is the complete wrong way to edit something.
I don't know when I started talking about it in school. Some people got it, other people thought it was weird.
I didn't really know anyone who was into this kind of video editing. I introduced it to a few friends at school. Most of them thought it was weird, but some of them kind of vibed with it, and I even encouraged some friends to start trying to make stuff of their own.
And I definitely got a lot of my other friends into it. My good friend Nick, he always blames me. He's like, "Oh, you're the reason why my humor is so fucking dumb." And I'm like, oh, man, don't blame me on that shit. You bought into it too.
It is kind of weird, right?
Oh yeah.
If I made these and someone reacted negatively, I wouldn't be shocked.
No, it would be very understandable if they didn't get it like that. I mean, it's totally understandable if they don't get it. I've always said that you kind of have to have a weird sense of humor already.
Yes, it was weird.
Well, I kind of look back at most of them fondly, but then I look at some of them and I just think, what the hell was I doing?
It's really weird and really obscure, and most people who would look at a YouTube video would go, what the fuck is this nonsense?
If we speak about adults, they usually say that it's strange, what the hell, why are you watching it?
Do you think it's particularly weird for the internet, or it's just kind of a normal byproduct?
It's a normal byproduct of the internet, I'd say, because there was a lot of weird stuff back then. It was just kind of normal to me. Not normal, but just whatever, because people always do weird stuff.
Right. Not that it was normal, but you like stuff like this.
Yes.
Well, internet meme culture is already weird enough. And I would argue that some parts of the meme culture is even weirder than YouTube poops in general, but I think people like seeing weird stuff, right?
Oh, definitely.
I've always been someone who gravitates towards and is fascinated by the strange. There is also something for me that was really hypnotic about it. You'd watch one of the infinite numbers of Hotel Mario remixes or the Faces of Evil Legend of Zelda stuff, and there became this really weird predictability to them that I started quoting the stupid things that they were saying. And I was like, oh yes, Quadala.
I know that there are some people, adults, I mean, who like that, and when I see that, it was a little bit strange for me because I thought that this content only for school students and for the teenagers.
I know that you were saying to me before, oh, some people think, oh, this is puerile, this is crude, this is childish, this is disgusting, whatever it is. Even that I find really interesting. Well, why is it? There's a lot of disgusting things in the world and we don't go, don't, you know, things on the news are disgusting, but that doesn't mean we don't watch them. So even from that point of view, it's really interesting to see the kind of transgression of what can be even be acceptable in what we see online, what we make, what we can say we enjoy, what we want to see. They dismiss them because they're kind of puerile or whatever. But why is that an issue? Why does that make them not worthy of viewing? I think a generation that's grown up on the database doesn't have these kind of ideas anymore, that there's a place for everything and everything in its place. Everything can now be brought into the conversation. And I think that's how YTP is expressing our understanding of the database in that sense.
First time I showed them to my friends, but their reaction was different.
What do you mean?
I think we both consider YTP as a strange content. I would say that one part of my friends had a positive reaction and some of my friends had negative reaction.
Did that discourage you at all?
No, I continued to produce YTPs. This genre inspired me to progress in my hobby, to learn about video production, to learn about motion design and animation finally.
There were a few people in my life that I was able to show them and get them to understand what was valuable about this, especially when I was still teaching at Southern, when I had people who were my age who were very counterculture-y.
That changed at uni. I had some friends who were already into YouTube poops, so I got lucky with that.
One of my good friends, Owen, him and I have would literally show each other YouTube poops and YTPMVs in the rec center lobby area. If we had earbuds, one of us in one ear, the other person had the other one.
Sometimes I would show them to people, but I wouldn't tell people I made them.
I've actually met people who've seen my videos but didn't know it was me until I mentioned it, and that's always...
Oh, that's awesome.
It's awesome for them. It's it's horrifying for me, but they're always like, oh my god, it's a Z-list internet celebrity.
One thing that most people don't know is my therapist. I would show him my YouTube poops. He would watch my YouTube poops with me, and he laughed. He's working as a lawyer now. It's a big part of my life.
No, of course.
Yeah.
YTPMV, for some reason, was quite known at my high school. It actually kind of made me the cool kid amongst some of the nerdier parts of that school when I told them I knew how to make these videos.
I did tell some very close friends. Never told my family about anything I do regarding video editing. For someone who doesn't get it, I feel like it's the most awkward thing, trying to show somebody a YouTube poop and they don't laugh. You're laughing your ass off and they're just like, what?
Have you ever interacted and shown other people in maybe in real life your videos?
In my immediate life, not really. It's mostly just me and just my siblings, and that's it.
I have shown them to some family members and friends. My brother definitely knows I made them back in the past. I haven't really shown anything to my parents because I don't understand it whatsoever.
I think of my parents looking at my YouTube videos, that's always been a pretty uncomfortable thing to think about. These types of videos that I was working on as a teenager, very avant-garde, I was worried about them watching it and having just a massive culture shock and being like, what are you doing? You can't do this. I never really told them the name of the channel.
I probably immediately showed my brother and my sister. I am absolutely okay with sharing it. It's just like, whatever, it's just something I do.
Pretty unique that your parents have seen all your videos.
They've seen some of them, some they had issues with, other ones they didn't. My relatives got angry that the word gay was used, and like they get annoyed with the videos because they would like watch them. They knew my YouTube account.
My dad would kind of see it from time to time because he was always wondering why it was on my computer like 10 hours a day. I never told the name to my dad because I always thought the name was embarrassing. I'm sure other people in the community are just as embarrassed as me. So I just told my dad, oh, this is remix art. I've met people in this community whose parents have bigger problems with them doing this stuff than me, so I guess I was kind of lucky in that regard.
We are in your mom's office. Have you shared your videos to your parents at all?
Yeah, they've both seen the videos, almost every one of them, honestly, and they both enjoy it, which is something that you don't hear a lot. Some people, like I said, are kind of maybe afraid to share these because they think they might be judged or thought of as a weird person or wouldn't get the humor. But yeah, almost everybody I've shared it with, including my parents, has enjoyed it, actually.
My mother got into it for a little bit. She made a couple of videos. It was kind of popular. I had to hold her hands through it, but she did most of the work. Adzi555. My mother was very famous in our little Skype group, I guess.
By the time they actually found it, I was off doing more informational videos that I guess would be more acceptable. They've actually been quite supportive of it. Part of it has to do with I'm just older now. I'm off on my own. I think if I was younger, they'd have more of a say about it.
When I started making my own videos, I shared them with my family. Like they were the ones that, before I had like the audience I do now, they were kind of like my primary audience. In the summer of 2015, I lost my father. In memoriam, I just turned all my videos off for a while. Basically just like a moment of silence, like for his passing.
I've never really seen someone use a YouTube channel as an extension of yourself in the way you do.
Mobile Studios is a major part of my life, and my dad was like the biggest proponent of it. Like even bigger than I was. After he passed, it was nothing short of devastating. He did more to promote my channel than I actually did. IRL, when we would meet people, like he would tell people about like the stuff I would do and like want to show them my videos and all that stuff. But this right here, this was the t-shirt that he had made for me.
Do you know like what day the last time you worked on one was though?
Honestly, I don't.
The inspiration doesn't tend to hit me quite as frequently these days as it used to. Being like an adult now and having an actual life and like a job and a wife and just like trying to actually exist as a human being, not just making YouTube videos all day.
There was a point in time where I felt like it was really embarrassing to like this stuff. Like you said, being an adult, I just felt like, okay, I should have a job, I should have a family, I shouldn't even think about this kind of stuff. It's embarrassing to think about it.
Do you remember when you officially were done with YouTube Poop?
Yeah, I got a job. After YouTube Poop, I got a job in television. There was a archive of television programs, which all needs to be organised into a database of meta tags. I love doing that.
I had to turn my focus away from YouTube Poop in order to make other things happen. At the time, I was trying to further my career with radio.
But a lot of people I know move on to either use their talents elsewhere for games or music or art.
I know a lot of YouTube Poop people who've recently transferred their skills either to being like a professional editor or doing like content analysis, review, documentary type stuff, which is similar to what I do now.
It did teach me some things of building a skill that I've now been able to sell to people. So I'm very grateful for that.
Everything I've done since I started making YouTube Poops has grown from YouTube Poops, but it's expanded into film, do writing and comedy. It all sort of came from YouTube Poop. It's just, I'm just going to have it branch out.
Desire to focus more on music and original stuff, trying to improve my music and trying to improve my original content.
My boyfriend, who goes by Bacon, he made tennis videos back in like 08, 07 to like 2010, and is now trying and mostly succeeding as making it as like a video game composer.
Exploit 1080, he's a brass musician now and he's played on the BBC and in the Philharmonic Orchestra. Milkshake Man CP, I still have him as a friend on Facebook. He went through Bandcamp, I think it was, and he's come out like a proper actor now.
Some people I know went on to game design.
I first went to school for game design.
I'm currently studying computer science. I want to become a web developer.
In real life, I work for a logistics company as a programmer.
I work with programming. I do development for a Swedish software as a service company.
I've always found like software development fascinating or animation.
My degree is in illustration and animation.
That's why I actually ended the YouTube career of the Poopa, and now I am the classic animator. I made classic animation and 3D animation. That's because of the YouTube policy. This content is more safe than the YouTube poops.
I do want to get into animation more. I've noticed a number of other YTPers I've done as well. They went on to animation, like Waxinator, Quistoff, Jimmy Davis, Walrus Guy, I believe, is a professional animator now.
When did you get your start in the industry exactly?
2017. It was Hot Streets. I had an opportunity to meet with Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland.
I mean, I haven't really been working on my YTP related stuff for a while, just because like I've been focusing on like, you know, getting into graduate school, working on my animation stuff. Since I want to pursue animation as a career, and I'm also trying to find work in the industry.
I do IT now. I've been doing that for about 5 years.
I do closed captioning for all kinds of different, it could be companies, it could be schools, whatever it may be.
I'm training to be a general transcriptionist.
I work at a bank.
Okay, cool.
Very exciting stuff.
Nowadays, I actually assemble products to help with COVID. I help make kits for people.
When I was a student, I used to work as a cleaning man.
There's someone that lives in Gainesville called EmpLemon, who's like a really big YouTuber now.
One of the ones I still to this day watch the most is EmpLemon. I know he doesn't really do like YouTube poop specifically anymore. I have a lot of respect for that guy.
So I want to talk about a guy.
I made YouTube poops for about 5.5 years. And then around 2016, I just kind of started getting tired of it.
I am not a YouTube poop making robot who sits on his ass for 16 hours a day making videos. I make YouTube poops for fun.
And I wanted to try something new, something where I was more personally involved, where I could be more outspoken using my voice.
At about the time of deep frying Nemo, I was getting really tired of making really long YouTube poops. It just felt like a chore, you know?
I don't think audiences really understand that sometimes when the creator gets sick of it, they want to do something else, but sometimes the fans just don't get that. No, this is what I subscribe to you to do, so do it more.
And then I started working more on kind of written commentary type videos where I just discuss a topic.
In the 1987 Winston 500, the 210 mile per hour pace was enough to lift up Bobby Allison's 3,500 pound race car like a piece of paper. For a brief, surreal moment, all of NASCAR stood still. By pure chance, Allison's left front fender clipped the wall the instant before the back of his car hit the catch fence, which redirected the momentum of his car away from the spectators. Had Allison spun at just a slightly different angle, we could have witnessed a tragedy on the scale of the 1955 Le Mans disaster.
And now I'm doing it full-time as a career. So I'm very fortunate for how that turned out.
When I was starting to go to college, I was like, fuck this community, I'm moving on. Then I came back, and with all these like new skills that I like gained upon meeting other people, you don't appreciate something until it's gone.
No one actually retires, so no, I wouldn't consider myself retired.
If I ever decide to quit doing this, I would let you know.
2017, you decided to come back, so what changed in that time?
Mo Bros is part of me and will always be a part of me. So I'm going to like, you know, open that channel back up because there were still stories I wanted to tell and everything. I guess because deep down, I guess I really didn't want to let it go.
I've since like accepted that I just need to make videos because some part of me demands it.
Did you like YouTube poop?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Amazing.
What is it about YouTube poop for you that kept you so interested for so many years?
I'm not sure why I'm so hooked with YTPs. It's just funny to me. I don't know why it's so funny to me.
I've always found like shit quality things to be funny, just with the audio being kind of off. I don't know why. There's a certain humor to that.
There becomes a really strange love for the absurd and the bad.
I've seen plenty of comedy films and shows, and some of them do get me to laugh, but stuff like this, if done just right, it can get me to burst out, just break down in laughter.
I guess I like weird stuff.
Like, my sense of humor is kind of weird.
Well, I've always had kind of a weird sense of humor, I guess.
I'm very easily entertained. I just found a lot of it like a weird sense of humor that I had.
It just kind of resonated with my sense of humor at the time. 12-year-old kid into like weird internet humor, so obviously that like YTP would appeal to me.
They were just kind of funny and kind of dumb, and I was kind of like at an age where I'd find that stuff pretty funny.
I was real into the lol XD random stuff that people were into back then.
I always had like a very silly sense of humor and that kind of stuff, and me and my older brother would always just like have really stupid inside jokes between each other and would just, you know, laugh about it just for minutes on end. So it reminded very much of that, just like some weird like little in-joke between your friends, and you just don't know why, but it's just, you know, stupidly hilarious.
When I would watch these shows on my own, I was kind of already putting my own context into it. When I was watching Drake and Josh, I would just be like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if he said this instead? There was like some wholesome sense of inclusion that I felt when I saw these videos, because until I saw these videos, I thought I was by myself.
It was so funny and new for myself.
A, that it was funny. B, that it seemed like something I'd never seen before.
The surreal nature of it. I had never seen anything like it before.
And it was cutting edge. It really was cutting. It was new. It was proper. New and exciting and naughty and creative and angry and accommodating of all these ideas.
It crossed boundaries that people didn't even know existed yet. Everybody's trying to land on the moon, and those guys are over there on Mars. They were anticipating cultural forces, jokes, humor that were not even, they weren't even like glints in people's eye.
And there was a guy who was 12 and he was making really 12-year-old making really good videos on YouTube. Amazing. Nowadays, you know, that's quite common, but it's like then.
The simplicity of it, that's one of the main appeals to me. YouTube Poop was just like something that felt really accessible to anyone. Like, you can take anything, you can do anything. There's always going to be new music, always going to be new videos to source, always new situations, new things.
Because you're using source video that you found, I can make something that's kind of unique to my channel, like, oh, this channel's making poops about this with this footage. So you could put your own spin on it, but you were using the same kind of techniques and jokes. You could make it your own, I think, and that was part of the appeal for me.
And I think what I loved about YouTube Poop, what I still love about YouTube Poop, is it's so all over the place.
You have a combination of pretty much every single internet community put into one, because YTP isn't really like pigeonholed to a certain franchise or anything. It's just take something and just turn it into crap.
I've always wanted to entertain people.
I've always had this soft spot for making something that could elicit a positive reaction of somebody. I still do. When I'd upload a video, I'd spend hours just refreshing to see the newest comment. I just like seeing that kind of reaction, hoping that it would make someone's day.
The biggest reward was seeing other people's comments.
I do enjoy seeing people enjoying my work, and I also just feel satisfied that I got it made, it's out there, and people can watch it.
It was the story-based ones. Like, just coming up with all that and seeing it come to fruition, nothing short of rewarding.
The point of YouTube Poop for me is to get away from all the tedious shit I have to do in real life.
And also distract me from all those pressure from real life stuff.
At the end of the day, however stupid your hobby might be, if you get enjoyment from it, who cares? Just do it.
I think this genre is inspiring for new things. It is hard to earn money in this genre, but as a hobby, it is perfect.
I really like these guys, and I always wanted it to be about them, because they were the real heroes who were standing up to forces that were so much bigger than them. These guys with random video editing software, that they were creating all this stuff, and everything was stacked against them. You know, I look out to the world and I'm like, how can you guys not appreciate this as much as I do?
The power in this comes not just from what you guys do, but it also comes from the fact that you're a community and that you guys can orchestrate things like this relatively easily. You know, you can get a hold of an idea or a goal and you can all act as one voice. An outsider can look at this as just a bunch of content. But when there's a gigantic community that's evolved around it that has its own rules and parameters, you know, that will raise an eyebrow.
What is YouTube poop?
YouTube poop is a video art subculture that was probably the most accessible way to learn just like editing in general.
YouTube poop is the community surrounding a common group of people who take outside sources and remix them into their own thing, usually in video and usually to be funny, though not strictly. When I say YouTube poop refers to that community and that corner, I do genuinely mean that.
The YouTube poop community is always kind of weird to think about. YouTube poop's probably never meant to have a unified community, like something that speed running or something would have.
The community of YouTube poop is of far more value to study than the videos, which are almost a byproduct, and yet those videos sustain growth and sustain that community. All we've got is the artifacts of what happened and what went on.
The YouTube poop community has so many just anonymous people. They come in, make a few videos, maybe get some moderate success, and then they just vanish. The only imprint you have of these people is that they made this sort of weird video, and that's the only insight you get to them as a person.
When did you start interacting with the community?
The first thing that I remember was a big Skype chat. It must have been 2010, maybe. And if you've spoken with YouTubers who are into this scene, I'm sure they've mentioned these Skype chats. There was probably a bunch of them.
How big was Skype when it was most used?
For me personally, it was huge because I was on there 24 hours a day just talking with people in the chat. There were like sort of subgroups. There was like Mexican Sunflower. He had his own gang of people. They liked his videos and his style. He had his own solar system.
You were kind of known in the community by which Skype chat you were in. The serious chat, the snack chat. I was never like, oh, you know, nothing's going on tonight, I'm bored. At least one of them had something going on.
A bunch of people hop in a voice chat, mess around. One person's like playing video games, another person's editing without headphones, and you can just like hear the video on the other end, and it sounds really funny. And Skype would always just crash because of shitty software. I remember when we switched over to Discord, so I'd say it was about 2015, 2016. I believe there's a lot of activity that still goes on in the YouTube poop community on Discord. Micro servers, just micro communities within the community. I think that's how a lot of stuff gets planned and organized now, especially now that YouTube is down.
How would you describe the YTP community?
I would glorify their creativity and salute them on their work, but always question, what are we even doing? It's a mixture of like respect and despair.
There's mostly pools, I would say. It isn't an ocean, but there's like rivers and lakes about the place.
I think you can kind of vaguely section different groups off by like, these are the people who primarily make YTP MVs. Here's the people who like specialize in using like Michael Rosen kind of stuff, because that's still its own corner of YouTube poop. You could put like clean YouTube poopers in their own little kind of thing, but they all mix with each other is the thing, is they're not like segregated from each other. They all mix together. There's people who walk around the entire plane.
The umbrella of the name YouTube poop brings people together as well, but I'd say it's more like a shattered mirror than a pane of glass.
I like to think of it all as being not so much the YouTube poop community, but just like the remix community in general.
What I love about the community, which is the passion in video making.
It allows a lot of people to like live and make these jokes that like you just wouldn't hear anywhere else. And I love it because like before this whole Among Us shit, like sus, you could just say sus and like anybody who knew YTP would laugh.
I would say a big part of why I like YouTube poop like as a community is because nobody seems to really be doing it for money. It was always just a thing done for fun, just to make others laugh, and I always really liked that.
It was just a very fascinating community of people that just were like in on this big inside joke and still are to this day.
Look, you big-eared freers, you take the horny little ass and you find Jeffrey, 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 and you find
what we call the YouTube poop community, it's changed so much. The core community is just not even on YouTube anymore. It's all over the place.
How do you think the YTP community has changed from when you were a major part of it?
It's harder for me to find good videos to watch. It's growing, but not in a way that I can witness it.
I think it's definitely grown to appeal to like a broader audience, and that's both for better or for worse. You kind of get very mixed quality of content, but then on the flip side, you have a lot of new talent, a lot of people with new ideas coming in and making new cool stuff.
I mean, I was away for YouTube Poop for years, so I had no idea what was going on in the background. And then when I take a look in 2020 to see what's going on and I see that's thriving, I'm elated.
When it comes to creative things, the more the merrier. If the bar is low and anyone can kind of make that stuff, then you're gonna have a lot of people making it. Some people are just gonna lose interest, but some people are gonna go on to make really, really good things. So I think it's good that YTP is kind of this thing that anyone can get into.
I think it's changed for the good. It's a good way to find yourself, and it's a good way to find other people. I've definitely made a lot of friends through it, and I wouldn't be happier without them.
I've become very, very cognizant of the power of video and how it can be used to communicate. Even if you just have a headset and you're talking into a webcam, I've recorded lectures. I've recorded messages that I've disseminated to my online students. They really appreciated it. And it was the YouTube Poop community that taught me that the recorded video can transmit ideas in absolutely fantastic ways.
I always overestimate the impact YouTube would have. I thought it was huge, ubiquitous, everywhere. But most people I've spoken to have not heard of it. So, which is a shame. It hasn't made much impact that way. Creatively, I think it has.
What do you think the greater impact of YTP on the internet is?
I kind of see YouTube Poop as this thing that is influenced by meme culture, but also at the same time influences meme culture.
At that time, there was an aesthetic that was flowering, where we don't just look at the beautiful and the orderly. We celebrate the chaotic and the ugly and the strange.
That thing is probably some kind of raw sewage container. Go ahead and rub your face all over it. You are kidding me.
There was this real fascination with just absolutely tearing things apart, making ugliness the center of it. YTP really contributed a lot to that kind of weird early internet aesthetic.
There's definitely an influence. That stuff was definitely around in that time, and you can see it being used. It's definitely molded into something that people can look at as a whole and appreciate.
The impact it had on internet culture was huge. Memes and things I see on Twitter now and things I see on TikTok, definitely on Twitter and Reddit, that all came from YouTube.
What do you call a man without a body and a nose?
What?
Nobody knows.
And it was in the air already. It's just the internet. It's just how the internet works.
I think it's bigger than a lot of people give it credit for. It isn't limited to a follower account. Modern memes have been extremely influenced by it.
Nowadays you'll see actually more stuff on sites like Twitter or like TikTok or more of like the short video sites.
We see YTP style editing on, TikTok, on Twitter, pretty much everywhere where you can see video, you can see YouTube Poop style editing.
I think the Chinese government are the good guys.
Finally! We hate America just like you.
Yep, we should destroy those capitalist babes. Child labor means cheaper products. You're right, Goofy. And with all the savings, that means more money for drugs and hookers.
It's something that our community won't agree with, but I think the biggest impact is the contribution to the new standard of content today.
Friday, 1:24 p.m.
And the stand is brain, right?
There's 32 teams. Almond butter. 32 teams. That's right. There's 32.
And the stand is brain, right?
Is you can do whatever you want and nobody cares.
YTPMV really did a good job at capturing short form content.
There's only one beer left.
TikTok humor was not a thing back then. People always demanded long videos. People always demanded long skits. YTP was just easier to make than skits. We were able to pump them out so quickly. It just gave the internet a desire to consume short form content. TikTok especially, there are so many people that are making YTP style content that's technically YTP but is being called something else. Our community gets really mad at that, but like just knowing that like we like really shaped the internet today when it comes to humor.
Usually went on to inspire, like, I don't know if you guys heard of an animator called Syriac. Like way back in the day, I remember he was influenced by YouTube Poop.
One of the things we do in the world of academic writing and scholarship, and this is something that we waste a lot of time doing, is determining the lines of influence. You would take an author who obviously had been in contact with another author, and the question is, who influenced who? There's probably all these different like lines of influence. It would be really fun to try to unravel, to find out what creators grew out of this. Where did they go?
There's a lot of people from these old YouTube Poop and YouTube days that have gone on to do some pretty cool things on the internet, and I try to keep up with them where I can. So yeah, it's cool to see people grow.
Hi, I'm Number One. You may know me as that guy that made the crappy Frozen video. Now I'm an award-winning editor, working full-time on game theory and film theory, while simultaneously trying to balance 2 personal channels on the side.
A lot of the style from just working with YouTube Poops has bled into how I edit videos.
The next time you're on the road and feel like carrying out your own piece of revenge, it's probably best to just turn the other cheek.
It like bleeds in to how I edit conventional media. Obviously I've cleaned it up, polished it, refined it, but there will always be like that little bit you can tell where it's unlike how you'd find something just traditionally edited on television. Stuff like this where I mask out the television, fast-paced editing, lots of layers, unconventional visual stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I only learned in YouTube Poop. I think it's helpful in helping my stuff stand out and leave like a more distinct impression on the audience. In my experience, I found that it actually kind of does eventually. It builds up in the audience's head and it makes you more unique. And on YouTube, where there's like a million different channels making the same thing, that's very important.
Mystery Guitar Man, that dude was just making YTP MVs.
H3's beginning videos, yeah, they called it like .exe or whatever, but they're definitely like just shitty YTPs.
Turn the gas off. Turn the gas back on. Use these. These are sirloin steaks. Flour over the ricotta.
A lot of what people call dank memes these days employ a lot of those YouTube Poop style editing.
Yeah, the chase
loud noises or nonsensical jokes. I think that's all very YouTube Poop-esque.
Funniest thing about Europe is what? It's the little differences. I mean, they got the same shit over there that they got here, but it's just there. It's a little different.
This could be stuff, created by young people of, today. So they might not even be familiar with YouTube Poop. They might have just, grown up on this stuff that they've seen on Instagram or Reddit or wherever, and then just made those kind of things themselves without really knowing what YouTube Poop is, or that's even what some people would refer to it as.
I go around sometimes and I hang out with other people that are my age, and they're just kind of
I saw a video that's not necessarily, they didn't call it YTP, but it pretty much is. It was a parody of Jeopardy called Jeff-perdy.
Jeff. And that would be Jeff.
There's this channel called Dark Simpsons. They take clips of The Simpsons from all sorts of different episodes and they just compile them into like a new story.
Men, the room for me.
Oh! Whoa!
That's a nasty glug! Ooh, you've got yourself a partner, have you?
It doesn't go by the name YouTube poop, obviously. The title of a YouTube poop has kind of been just diffused and diluted into basically any sort of meme remix of a video.
Crack? What the Hey, at least I'm not drinking, Brian.
It's cool to see these techniques. Like, you would have never imagined this existing years ago, where you could take like all these separate clips and then combine them together into a cohesive story. I don't know if you call it YouTube poop, but it's definitely transformative remix content, which is, at the end of the day, what I was entertained watching all those years ago.
I'm gonna nut in your ass and come on your boobies.
It's fun to think of it along the same evolutionary line of how far stuff has transformed. The beginning, where it was very crude, and then sort of the Middle Ages, where people made like these huge, grandiose compositions. And now it's just, there's a lot of minimalism involved.
Nice swing, good form.
And you see a lot of meme videos come out today that are kind of the same vein of YouTube poop, where they have like one edit in the whole video, but it's so precisely placed and so clever that it still serves as just as entertaining.
You will see the jokes, you will know they were from YouTube poops, but they will be in videos not anything related to YouTube poop.
If I can prove that I never touched my balls, will you promise not to tell another soul what you saw?
The Sonic the Hedgehog remixes, where they forced Robotnik to repeatedly say snooping as usual.
You know, your body needs
pingers.
Uh-oh.
Pingers.
I remember being horrified. I was like, how are they making Robotnik say these terrible things?
I guess you don't much, do you? I like my
Pingers! When I saw the clip of snooping as usual, I was like, that's genius.
Snooping as usual, I see.
In the Sonic the Hedgehog Archie comics, there is a time period where Robotnik goes insane after Sonic has defeated him for like the 5 millionth time, right? Now, in that storyline, there is a panel where Robotnik walks up to Snively, grabs him by the collar, looks into his face and says, snooping as usual, I see, and they capitalize the P-I-N-G. I was like, oh my God, they just referenced YouTube poops. Someone had to have known what they were doing. There are people in other areas of media who have caught on to this as well because of these inside jokes.
Snooping as usual, I see.
Stupid as usual?
No, snooping as usual, I
It's that hedgehog. Snooping as usual, I
see. Thank you.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Snooping as usual, I see.
You know the game Henry Stickmin? They referenced my Spider-Man video. There's 2 scenes in that game where the main character drops something or drops somebody. And they reference the Butterfingers joke that I make in the Spider-Man video.
Butterfingers.
Butterfingers. You saved the day again, Woody.
My balls could have been sucked.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
The Adventure Time episode that was supposedly YouTube poop. There's a tweet by Pendleton Ward saying, oh, tonight's episode is inspired by YouTube poop. Shout out to the YouTube poop fans. We watched the episode and it was just there's the kind of trippy dream sequence bits that have interesting editing, but it's if it was inspired by it, it's very loose.
Long live the king! Long live the king!
Hold down the tape until it fully sticks to the paper. What you throwing out, Grandpa?
The worm! Hi, Billy Mays here.
But it's like one of the only times someone like important has acknowledged it as a thing.
Inspired by YouTube Poop was an attempt to craft an episode that would feature bizarre and absurd visuals. People complained about it.
Oh really? Oh, that's great.
Yep, here we go. Oliver Sava of the AV Club felt that the installment was too absurd, resulting in confusion for the viewer.
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly how it should be.
That said, I think it's kind of it leaked its way into more mainstream content.
Oh, that was a clock. I'm a business guy. Grab this guy. Grab that cotton.
If I was team, I'd be like,
Whew! I thought for sure that was gonna be.
Next time you look at a girl's butt, just know there's poop inside.
In general, I would say it's influenced media quite a bit. A lot of commercials geared towards teenagers, younger audiences now. You can sort of see that YouTube poop-ish like DNA in it.
The waiter goes on to tell me, "We are proud to present this farm-to-table blah blah blah, posh and fancy blah blah blah, with a side of blah blah blah."
Especially with stuff like that, oh my god, those like Old Spice commercials.
I grew it.
Shave off that nasty beard, weirdo!
Who, me?
Yes, you! Hey, what's up? Oh no! That was me!
I think today, in a lot of like even super popular media, a lot of YouTube poop roots and these techniques that I mentioned earlier has just been so influential.
I was 100% in the wrong.
Wow! But these great people who call themselves
Nerve.
There is a house.
To the town rode a ranger, had a big iron on his hip. He came to get an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Swift Ranger is not the outlaw.
Aaron Rodgers is historically, transcendentally, specially great. No, you know why? Because Aaron Rodgers is hot and Aaron Rodgers is cold. Are you kidding me? He is not consistently historically great, transcendentally great.
Oh no, Broly. What could he possibly want? Ah!
God damn it, I lost my glasses again.
Yuck! What the hell are you doing, Velma?
I'm looking for my glasses.
You could at least have the decency to put an arch in that shit.
Huh?
Buzz! We missed the truck! We're not aiming for the truck!
Ice Spice!
He stayed down good enough, got him out there to look. Think about shit that I shouldn't have.
In your second video about YTP, you said, "You guys are probably participating in a cultural force that has now reached a point where you're going to lose control. It's going to develop in ways you can't stop." I'm curious if looking back on it now, do you see that? And if so, where has that happened?
I'm a big fan of Isaac Asimov's foundation. There's the idea of the technological singularity, right? If something really works and something develops exponentially, you'll lose control of it and it's going to take on a life beyond what your original intentions were. In a lot of ways, and I think the thing that is most surprising about this to me is it has the idea that someone would take and codify and commodify YouTube poop like things in order to inject into the mainstream. That's what they do, right? That's what they do, and it was still shocking to see it happen. To see it appear in Sonic the Hedgehog comics, to see it appear in an Adventure Time episode, in all these advanced video editing techniques, deep faking, bad lip reading. These are all things that I think very easily could be offshoots of what was developing at this point, and it looks nothing like what it was. And it's achieved a level of mainstreamism that they probably would not have wanted. I think it's influenced culture. I think there's a lot of evidence for that, which is really, really cool, but also a little sad, right? It started with a bunch of people who were connected in very unofficial ways, and now it has been codified. It's something you can put in a lunchbox, stamp it, and sell it.
And even if like the term YouTube poop specifically dies off, like nothing is gonna like stop people from editing something funny out of like something that exists.
But there's something very, very important about YTP in how it expresses through its aesthetic, through its narrative, even through its sociological kind of entity, how we exist online, how we now, you know, relate to media, how we now have this totally altered relationship with the media, with our access to the media. And even now we see with YTP, you know, and other practices, how the media is being used in production. It's a total change in media culture from the 1990s. And I think YTP is just a really interesting and important part of that movement, which I see as a much broader movement.
When I made that uh-oh stinky Lavender Town thing that got popular on TikTok.
Uh-oh. Stinky. Uh-oh. Stinky. Uh-oh. Stinky.
I didn't label that as a YTPMV, so as a result, that became a huge anthem on TikTok, and that was just labeled as a cursed video. And I was like, fuck me, that's like probably the best way to market it now, because Gen Z and like millennials like love that shit. It gets recontextualized so many different ways that YTPMV is probably one of the most popular sources of media. It just has no name. It suffers a big identity crisis.
I've been milking folks in the street.
I've been in the hills, fucking cop cars, feeling like a Pop-Tart.
Everything is now the internet. Everything.
Yo, say what's up, guys.
Oh, it's
method is going to make that person obsessed over you and chase after you.
I have a question. Hi, how are you? Good, how are you?
Natty or not?
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is the situation right now in the studio. We're hoping this issue will get fixed.
Where do you want to see YTP and its community go in the future?
Just where it's always been going, just anywhere. There really is no limitation. There is no end goal. It's just sky's the limit.
It's weird. I don't know where it's gonna go. What was that one saying? Yogi Berra said the future isn't what it used to be.
This kind of editing can just kind of end up anywhere where you can put videos. Any place can be the home for YTP.
I'd like to see it more recommended and my suggested, so I could laugh like I used to.
I think I'd like to see it more mainstream. I don't know if everyone would really agree with me on that, but I would kind of like to see it grow and become popular, as where maybe a YTP channel could have one of the most subscribed channels on YouTube, you know, like you see the gamers or the vloggers, reactors, whatever it may be. Yeah, I would like to see them get super mainstream like that.
I am perfectly happy with where YTPMV is today. I guess my only request is for people to understand the origins of it. I love how the masses are loving our style of content, I just kind of wish our community got more credit for it. I just want YTPNV to be more of a household name, if you know what I mean.
I hope the community like grows for the better and just keeps getting creative and potentially finds even new ways to like create these videos. And I just hope it, you know, stays alive and strong.
What does that look like to you, that it grows and gets better?
The community has had its like faults in the past. Going past those dramas and like a community with less of that, I would say.
I just hope people are having fun and they're not causing anyone any harm, because if you're causing people harm, then you're doing something wrong.
I hope that people still make them. I just hope that people can enjoy it and have fun, you know, be cool and, you know, make love, not war, all that kind of bullshit. I don't know.
I just want people to have fun with it.
The Things is very inspirational. If there's one person that I think has really become the face, I think it's her.
I don't want remix stuff like YouTube poop to go away. I look at YouTube poop the same way I look at a lot of just my own life and just say, I'm prepared for whatever change comes, but I don't want it to just stop. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see if it stagnates with this style and with this level of popularity, or if it really takes off, or even if it like dips down and becomes more, like even more of like a cult following kind of thing than it already is. That's fine, because as long as there's still people around and as long as I still get, you know, enjoyment out of making what I make, then whatever else happens around it is okay by me.
As long as this remixing, this transformative media, as The Things once put it, as long as it's continuing, then it doesn't matter the platform.
For YouTube poop as a whole, the only thing I can say is that I hope it doesn't die.
I do hope that it like sticks around, or like that the style of editing sticks around, because I still personally like it quite a lot. I definitely think that this style of video editing is going to live on, and I hope that newer generations kind of open up to this kind of video remixing and continue to kind of keep the spirit of it alive. And from what I can tell, they're doing that already. So I think YouTube poop, or at least YouTube poop style editing, has a pretty bright future ahead of itself.
Yo, bros, I'm chilling outside right now. Bro, this Sunset about to play.
My boys in my class got really excited about stonks. It's a meme, it's popular. They don't know really what it is, but they're going out of control with it.
People be like, my life is a movie. My life is a YouTube poop. Well.
LeBron James.
And we were doing a quiz.
You're right.
Have you ever seen the Tingus Pingus viral video?
Yeah, I have, of course.
Who the fuck is Tingus Pingus?
I'm out here walking my Greyhound, and we just passed a huge group of teenagers. As soon as I was out of earshot, every single one of them, like a chorus, "Didn't have to wait for you." I love the internet bringing people together.